Well, hello there, my lovely people. How are you all? Hi there, everyone. It is so good to see you. Good morning, brown-eyed girl Shadra. Thank you for being here to mod. NJs, it's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for being here to mod. As well as my dear Michelle Scott, thank you all for giving your time this Saturday morning. Hold on. I'm having issues now, of course. One moment. There. Can you hear me now? Hello, everyone. I miss you too. Hi, Caroline Miller, Lady Roses, Frank. Sorry about that. I got myself kicked out there. Kicked out. It is so good to see all of you this Saturday. I am traveling, so I don't have my normal things with me. So forgive me if things go a little bit awry. And I have the doggies with me. So we're in a small space right now. We have the memorial for my mother tonight. So I'm out of town with family. Hi, Jen. How are you? Prayers to you, love. Hi, Kendall. Justice. Hi, Hey Jude. Starlito. Madhu Camel. Reba. Susie. Crazy Cat Lady. Hello. So good to see all of you. Reba, Joanne McNeil, hello. Moonstruck Mama, Triggered, that's a great one. Yes. Brooklyn Smith, it is Katie Brooklyn. She has sat for an interview, a local interview. So hello, everyone. Beth Legg, and Laura Y. Panda Bears, I hope I said hello to you. Brenda, Michelle Nunley, Brooklyn Smith, and Robin. Anyone else? Welcome in. I'm sorry if I've missed you. I'm sorry if I did not say you personally, but I'm so happy you're here with us. And we have a new member, and it is Show Poodles. We are going to be doing a members first live after this one today, probably about an hour after this one. So buckle up because we're going to be talking about some things. I'm going to share my screen for this one again since I got kicked out. It's not the right one. Oh, I think it's shut down. Hold on, let me see. So how is everyone doing? Lots has been going on, in my opinion, even though a lot hasn't been going on, if you know what I mean. Hold on. I don't know why it's not. There we go. Okay. So, a lot's been going on. We had first of all, in 4 days, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers will have been reported missing 1 year ago. And in 3 days, according to the new and confirmed information, On the 25th, in 3 days, it will be the 1-year mark from when Sebastian Wayne Rogers was last seen. That having been clarified, if you recall, Brandon Carter had said at the end of January, around the 28th, that the date for reported missing and last seen were mixed up, that they may have put the reported date and missing as the same, and they knew it was inaccurate. It took almost a year, 11 months to a year to correct it, to correct all the flyers, and hopefully to get that circulated so the public knows differently. Okay, so that has been rectified. Seth had been trying to get them to change that, the FBI, for quite a while. And, there's little errors that have been bothering me. And since I'm on it, I want to talk to you about them. Because not only the last seen date, but if you go to the NamUs profile, which I can do for us, I wasn't planning on doing that, but I will. The NamUs profile for Sebastian, it says that Sebastian was last seen on February 25th, that the last contact with Sebastian was February 25th. I really like the way they put that. And then they said last seen at his home. So NamUs says at his home, but they also say he has hazel eyes, not brown, and strawberry blonde hair. So I'm concerned that we have some information there that is not accurate either. Because am I going crazy? Is his hair brown as far as most of the flyers say brown, correct? But this one says strawberry blonde with hazel eyes. And I thought it was brown, and brown is what we saw. We saw some dirty blonde, right? Thank you, Michelle. You're so sweet. Yes, please hit the like on your way in if you'd be so willing to. So the NamUs profile, it has the correct date. It says at his home, not near Stafford Court. It says at his home. And it says strawberry blonde hair and hazel eyes. Okay. Now that page is owned by one of the law enforcement, one of the Sumner County Sheriff Office law enforcement. It was put up on April 30th, March, April, about a couple of months after Sebastian went missing. And then I want to talk about what he's wearing. Sebastian, now Katie Proudfoot and Seth Proudfoot have both stated that he is not wearing a black sweatshirt, that he is wearing a long-sleeved black t-shirt. They said that they both have tried to get that changed on the flyers to no avail. So that is also inaccurate on the flyers, is what he's wearing on top, his shirt, right? Good morning, everyone. I'm just going over a couple of things, some of the errors that we know of, and then I'm going to mention the interview coming up. And then also Eric Craddock spoke a little bit. So, well, Eric Craddock did speak up about SF. So we're going to cover all of that and getting to it. But right now I'm just going over some of the major details that might seem minor to someone, but that aren't incorrect. So we've had a last seen date incorrect for almost a year. The NamUs profile since April 30th which was 2 months after he went missing. It should have been in there. I mean, I'm assuming that normally is in there sooner than that. And then it says he has strawberry blonde hair and hazel eyes. What do you all think about that? What do you all think of that? Yes, Katie is in the interview. The picture you see on my thumbnail is what she looks like. Very big change. Looks like it, as we know, it's been a rough year regardless, one way or another, right? For everyone. Hi, Starlito. So I'm trying to see, so those errors, and Jen Coffindaffer had brought up, and it's such, thank you, Caroline Miller. Thank you. We've got a lot of family, so we're doing a memorial here as well. And I'm traveling and, um, you know, wanted to spend some time with all of you just to take my mind off of it and say hi, hey, So, hi, Candy Bubble Bliss and Reba Thompson, Elizabeth Smith, all of you, Janet Medina, Diana Sanders. I really do appreciate all of you. Jen, you don't have to moderate, my friend. You just listen. Okay? You just listen. Sorry, I haven't checked on you in a couple of days. I've been driving, as you know, and traveling. Hi, Shining Star. Hi, Jenny Mount. Good to see you. Melody Martin. So those little errors from the get-go. Now we also know that originally the height was given at 5 foot, not 5'5", but that was changed. Okay. And that was changed within 24 hours by the time they sounded the Amber Alert. The other thing that's concerning that Jen Coffindaffer brought up is the black pants or black sweats. They're not just black drawstring sweatpants. They have that identifying white stripe down the side. Okay. And that should be in the descriptions, not because Sebastian's probably still wearing them. Unlikely in many circumstances. It could be, if he's recovered in them, but unlikely that he's still wearing them if he's walking around and he's still with us and he's well. However, it doesn't mean they can't, if someone comes across them, we don't need a specific description for them to understand that this indeed could be long to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, right? And then another mistake as far as description, and I'm going to bring it up, and then I'm going to go to the thank yous, because I see we have some thank yous to give, is the fact that Sebastian was in, and I'm going to say it like Jen does, and we've touched on it in this group. We're parents, grandparents, teachers of autistic kids and kids with challenges, and he was in diapers at 15 years old. And the thing of it is he didn't have underwear at his home. So anyone who would come across a diaper wouldn't even consider that it would be Sebastian's. Sebastian went missing at 15, by the way, and he's 16 now. He turned 16 on December 7th, 2024. So even a diaper should have been put down on that flyer, not to humiliate, not to embarrass him, but so people knew if they found that could very well be Sebastian's and they may be close to the area he's in. It just isn't a common thing for people to be looking for a teenager, right? So look at Panda Bear, 3 months. Thank you, Jay. We sure missed you. Glad you're back. I missed you all too. Sorry, it's been a lot with family in and out of town, and now I'm out of town and all that good stuff. But thank you so much, Panda Bear's mom. You're so considerate. All of you are. You all make me feel so loved. And 3 months of membership from Jenny, Perfect Pun, aka Jenny Mount. You've been missing Jay. I've been missing you too. You really add so much to my life. You really, really do. I enjoy you so much. And we got to bring Sebastian. Hi, Jules to Kelly. We have to bring Sebastian home. West Virginia Holla Girl, Mitzi Collins, Donna 66. Yes, Robin, I've heard that he's been fired as well. So it's interesting, but I don't have confirmation of that because it still seems like he's out there doing stuff. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Yes, he will be with KP. Okay, so the diapers is something that should have been addressed. Okay, so lots of little mistakes that seem little, but when it's a child's life, my goodness, right? Hi, his eyes 7. So hi, Cinderelli, Sweet Sativa, Mark Klein. Good to see all of you. Hello. So, it has been almost a year. It will be in just a few days. 3 days of when he was last seen. And if you receive a membership from our sweet friend NJ's and Maud, please thank her. Welcome to our membership. Thank you, NJ, so much for being so kind, growing our membership and our fun time for our little reunion this afternoon. Thank you, dear. Aw, Jen in Georgia. In memory of Kelsey, my angel girl, in honor of all the missing. Yes. And and Jen, I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to say something, but I wasn't sure if you were comfortable. Our dear, sweet friend, Jen in Georgia, if you do not yet know, suddenly, tragically, suddenly lost her 23-year-old sweet daughter, Kelsey, quite recently. So please pray for our dear friend, our Maud, our just wonderful person, Jen, that she can get through this time of confusion, of whys and shock, and has other children that she needs to be there for and a husband. And we're here for you, sweetheart, and you know that. So we gotcha. And I know it's not easy, and sometimes we don't have the right words, but I want you to know that we care. I care. We care. And we love you. Gma has been with us for 4 months, many more than that, though. Gma. But thank you so much, Jen, for your sweet donation. You thinking of me and your time, but that's for Kelsey. This is in memory of our Kelsey. Yes, ma'am. And we have Gma been here 4 months. That's right. You're heading to Nevada and Arizona. I thought you were going to pick up your friend, my friend. You're heading to Arizona while I'm out of Arizona? Text me. That's funny. And our dear friend Jen, blessings to my Buzz family. Yes, it's good to be together again. You all are an amazing group of people. You care so much about so many of Sebastian and so many of the children and our children, and you truly make a difference where we can. And that's what it matters. Hi, Mama First. I've missed you too. I'm doing much better. Had a little rough time after Mom passed away. And hi, Share Bear. And we're getting back into it now. March 1st is the vigil for Sebastian. Yes, it is. I don't have the details pulled up, but I will pull those up for you. So let's talk about, and I'm writing that down so we can make sure we cover that. So I was on the news, looking through news articles. Yeah, she doesn't attend vigils, Mark. You're right. It blows my mind. So she's breaking her silence. For those of you who are new to the case, Sebastian Rogers lived with his mother and his stepfather, whom he referred to as Mr. Chris, and whom I have yet to see one photo of the two of them together or the three of them together. And if you have, could you send it to me? I've been looking. Okay. And so they have been silent. Mom has not spoken out in months and months and months, has not spoken to Sebastian in months and months publicly, has not spoken to who may have Sebastian publicly, has not addressed the public for help, has not begged the public to keep looking. She herself, as far as we know, can see, has not been searching, but according to them, they have been, but we have not seen it. Hi, Lady for Justice. Peter Pan 13, always a pleasure. Phil DeBarto. Oh, I like that. Phil DeBarto. Hello, Ireland in the house. So we, Jen, your sweet Kelsey, I'm just going to put that right back up because I want us to remember her as we're talking today. So she has not spoken. And I went on checking for updates like I do, and there was an update in the news, which is going to crack you up when I show it to you. There's an update in the news about, and I actually don't want to show it to you right now. But anyway, KP, Chris Proudfoot, breaking the silence. She hasn't spoken since her Reels interview, the one where she was alone. Yes, KP is going to be with CP in this interview, so I hope he lets her speak. The public, wants to hear the mother. And I hope he remembers that. I hope he doesn't take over the whole conversation. We have heard him speak. Okay? We have heard him speak. We would like to hear KP speak. And I have a lot of things that I want to talk about of what I would really like to hear. I'm trying to bring it back to Sebastian right now. And so, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of explaining I'd love to hear, and I'm sure you all would too. But I'm hoping, oh, Stephen, thank you. I'm back, hon. Everyone's feeling better. Mama first, thank you. Hi, Gamgat23. Yeah, love that one. Guilty knowledge equals changing looks and behaviors. Interesting, Gamgato3. Love that. Her interview is going to be released on February 26th, the 1-year mark. They have not set a time yet. It is on WMSV Nashville 4, I believe. Yes. Okay. And so they have sat down with her. They look very, very different. Looks like she's put on a tremendous amount, I'm not judging her. I'm letting you all know she looks different. He does as well. They both look like they've got a little bit of winter weight on, and guilt, stress, loss, whatever is can do that. Okay. She looks very different in my opinion. So they are going to be giving an interview. And here I wanted to go over with all of you because I've been trying to go through some of the information and find what do we need to know, what don't we know, because there's a lot we don't know from KP. She was the absolute last person, according to her alibi, to see Sebastian. And now, according to the last scene date, that would seem to concur with that information. So I'm going to be compiling a list with you all this morning. And if we don't get to the other thing, I will do that during our members first live. Okay. But I do want to compile because hi, Ginger Girl's mom. Hi, hon. I do want to compile a list of questions of information we still need, not gossip. I cannot believe you're heading to Nevada and Arizona, Gma. I just came through from Arizona through Nevada. That's so funny. But questions that are important. So for a local newscaster is interviewing her, Deanna, WSMV. So let's talk about this. For instance, here's something I would love to know. And I think we need to take it back to information we have to know in order to help find Sebastian and understand the situation. So let's stay there. There's a lot of things we want to know about her and her attitude, but right now I'm trying to get I would love KP to explain how were all the doors, in her opinion, locked. Now that they've said if he had hit the code pad on the front door, it would have illuminated and been seen on camera, CP said. How now does she think those doors were all locked? And when she said on Nancy Grace that Nancy said, so only immediate family has access to, enter, lock and unlock the house. And she said, yes. I would like to know in KP, who does KP refer to as immediate family who had access? I think those things are important, right? And you guys, if you would put some in there, if you have questions, put some in there too, because I want to compile a list and see if we can, hi, MCOS, Melody Martin, Mandy Moo, if we can get Feisty Maria, if we can go ahead and get Feisty Mama, excuse me, some of these questions taken care of, answered, it would be wonderful. Brown Eyed Girl, thank you for your support and love of the channel. We couldn't do it without you for 3 months, my dear. So how were the doors locked, KP? I think that's important. What is that explanation as she's thought about it now for months? Who is immediate family that had access to the home? Right? Why did you lock up the dogs rather than have them sleep with you like you normally do when you're home alone? Right? I'm just going over things that are normal changes in behaviors. Why on Nancy Grace was it clarified by CP that the floodlights over the garage were not motion lights, when indeed they are? When you discovered Sebastian missing and you went into his room, what I'd like to know from KP is did you have to turn on a bedroom light, his bedroom light, to be able to see in the room? You said it was at 6 a.m., so that was pre-sunrise, twilight time. Did you need to turn on that bedroom light? Now, I think that was addressed once, but I don't have that information. Okay. And also, at what point, because I know that in the first hours or first 30 minutes, you weren't running, you told us everything that she told us everything that she had done. But the one thing that stumps me a little bit is, we're looking under beds, we're screaming outside, we're looking in closets, we're looking in the kitchen to see if he has making breakfast, even though we just walked through the kitchen to his bedroom, if that's where he allegedly slept. But you're walking back and forth. Now, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Bedroom light on. You're walking back and forth. This one's leading to a question. I'll skip it and I'll go to the next one and I'll come back to it. You're walking back and forth. You're looking around the house. Why was it never your thought to grab that cell phone of his and check to see if he had been communicating with Seth with him, or anyone else in or out? That would have been important in that narrative. I know you opened closet doors, but did you check the cell phone? That's important. Okay. KP, you mentioned to your friend Laura that a silhouette, and you mentioned it on the very first morning, that a silhouette was seen in your window on the footage. Now, I, as a woman, if I were alone in a home with my child and went and saw footage the day I reported him missing and it showed a silhouette in my window, and I have clearly told everyone I was home alone, I would be panicking. I have not yet to hear that be addressed. Someone was in my house. They could have taken Sebastian. Someone was in my house. It wasn't me in that window. Who was in the house? Okay. I don't understand why that isn't something, because I know it's been verbalized. I know it was verbalized to Laura, and Laura verbalized it to someone who told me, my source told me. So I don't understand as a mom why you're not drawing more attention to that, letting the law enforcement know there was someone in the home. Let's talk about that, right? The one thing I don't want to hear, hi, Irony Rose. Thank you for your 2 months of support, my dear. Thank you so much. So happy to see you back. Bless you. Thank you. So that's important. There's so many important things. For instance, has his medicine been counted? Did law enforcement count the medicine, his sleep medicine, that was so important that it was relayed to Sumner County and Ken Widener, day one, that it was dangerous without his medicine. Now, I never heard the parents talk about that in an emergency panicked state in their interviews, but that day one, they told Widener and Craddock that it was serious that he didn't have his medicine. Did law enforcement ever count that medicine? Make sure he didn't have some extras in one day or something, you know? Also, let me see if you guys all have any questions. Hi, Purple Sneakers. We're going through things that we'd love this interview that's coming up on the 26th to cover. Is there a picture of them in the family outing? I would love to see it. I have never seen a photo of the three of them. And I have never seen, yes, WSMV4, Deanna, that will be on February 26th. I've never seen a photo of Mr. Chris and Sebastian either. I never have. Okay. One pic when Sebastian was young and KP was in braces. They're all together. I would love someone to, yeah, I don't know, Mark, why he inserts himself so much, because we don't need him. He has said everything he needs to say. Everything he tells us, allegedly, right, is hearsay. Because he's saying he wasn't there. Right? So it's all alleged hearsay when he says it. I want to hear it from Mom, who has now been verified as the last person. So then I also would like to know why, if you believe your child left or was taken against his will and you have no idea where he is, why would you leave your home? How could you leave your home? What if he came home? Where would he go? Don't you think that would be traumatizing, to go home and find an empty home or a new family living in it? I hope she doesn't ask him any questions. I think it's stress and guilt too, Linda. Irony Rose, the interview is being released February 26th, and I'm sure it's around news time. Whatever time what is it, 5? I don't even watch normal news now. Oops, excuse me 1 second. This could be family. Hold on, my friends. Mods, can you watch the chat for a sec? Sorry about that, my friends. My childhood friend that I've known since I was 11 is coming in. So she's just letting me know her status. So where were we? Yeah, how? Why? Why aren't you home? Why aren't you speaking out? There's a lot. What I don't want to do. Well, in my opinion, the reason he does the talking is he knows what the narrative is supposed to say. Right? Yes, please like, subscribe. It's free. Guilt and sin, my friends. That's what it looks like. That's what you're seeing. Guilt and sin. Okay. So one thing I want to talk to y'all about, and I don't know if you heard this, but SF put out a video, and in that video, He is claiming that a very thin person is walking around Sebastian's neighborhood at around 12:17 a.m. Now, you are going to die laughing when you see the news headline that I came across this morning. Hold tight, my friends. Okay. Private investigator. My mouse is being weird. Hold on. Can't get back to my comments. There we go. Private investigator says breaking news, by the way. Private investigator says new video could be the break in the search for Sebastian Rogers. That is such a bold statement to be on the news. Am I losing you all? There you are. Oh my goodness, that scared me. I lost you all. Okay. Yes, it sure has. But listen to this, 7. He actually, it had been debunked. It said it was a fake date, or there wasn't a date, or however, whatever we want to say about it. Highway. So hopefully, okay, there we go. So good question, Ebony. Let's see. Hi, Holly S. Let's see what Ebony asked. Hi, V. Well, I'm sorry that it's not showing it to you right now, but I want to read it to you. Hi, J. Aaron. Actually got Craddock to speak out. So let's read it together. Would be the break in the search for Sebastian Rogers. Oh, sorry, guys. Is it where? Oh, sorry, I have it so enlarged. Okay, that's not the one I want. I'm going to read an article for you. That's what I wanted right there. So let me make sure you all can see it too. I will read it to you because I really want you to. Oh, good. Let me enlarge it for you. Before I do, just in case I lose you, I want to make sure that I get. NJ's, thank you so much for the super sticker. You are a doll, and it is so appreciated. And I'm sorry I'm having computer issues, everyone. Thank you so much, every one of you, for all of your support. Just being here means so much to me. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to read this to you because it's actually funny, in my opinion. A private investigator hired by Katie and Chris Proudfoot says that a new video could help break the case in the continued search for Sebastian Rogers. Very bold statement, especially without law enforcement backing it. The teen with autism went missing from his mother's Hendersonville home on February 26, 2024. So now we have the date again, went missing on the 26th. See, because we have that 11-month, 12-month error, the public is still thinking that. Now, Steve Fisher says he's focusing on a new video that could be a break in the search for the missing teen. Steve Fisher, y'all, has a break. He's going to find him. Fisher said in that video that if you look closely, there's a person in dark clothing walking in Sebastian's neighborhood at 12:17 a.m. on the night he disappeared. He says that person appears to hide behind a car when someone walks a dog nearby, and then the person takes off in the opposite direction. Fisher talked about the significance of this video that the public has not yet seen until now. So, what we found, we went through over 100 hours of surveillance, and this is quoting Fisher. It wasn't until the third pass through the surveillance that we even spotted this person. And there's a person at 12:17 a.m. in the same neighborhood. It appears that they're trying to stay out of sight of another person that's walking their dogs. Sorry. And then doubles back after. It's clear and goes back toward the construction, all dark clothing, which is believed Sebastian was wearing, he said. Fisher said that the person in the video appears to be a thinner person, making it hard to see them. Yes, and also eliminating several people of interest in our minds, our opinions, our allegations, because none of this is fact. He says, what we would like to know is if this person is accounted for, Fisher added. Does law enforcement know who this individual is? And now we know why he's asking this is because remember he said he was talking with law enforcement, but on the Lore Lodge, he admitted he is not speaking to law enforcement. Well, he's not. He wants to know, does law enforcement even know who this individual is? Do they even know about this person in the video? And if they do, have they accounted for who that is? He also told WSMV4 that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has a copy of this video. After requesting comment, the TBI referred WSMV4 to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, which is leading this investigation. WSM4 has contacted Sumner County Sheriff's Office for comment. And law enforcement, they commented, law enforcement has had possession of the original video since 72 hours after Sebastian was reported missing. After thoroughly investigating this lead, we determined that it is no relevance to the case, Sumner County Sheriff's Office said in response. Presently, there's still an active Amber Alert for Sebastian. Hundreds of hours have been poured into finding him, including ground searches, drone mapping, use of scent dogs, and scouting towering surveillance video. So what's next? Well, for Steve Fisher, he says he's going to be searching waterways with an underwater remotely operated vehicle, ROVs, with high definition cameras. I thought he was not working for them. So is he just looking for him for fun? Which is great. I mean, I'm just saying, is he not looking for him as an employee? Is he looking for him now? That's interesting. So, because we heard he was no longer with him. But I do want to read you another part that explains some more from, let's see here. If there's more, because it said something, Craddock said something more. Hold on, in one of the articles I read. It has been debunked, but imagine going on the news and making a statement that you have found information that can break the case into the disappearance of Sebastian, and then law enforcement comes on and debunks what you're saying. So that's probably not a great look for the PI, who I didn't think was working for the family anymore. So I'm not sure. Hi, Jasper, Cat in the Shadows. So I don't know what's going on there, right? Hi, Chella, Deanna, SI officer, wise old lady. Let's see what comments you have, and then we'll move on. I really thought that was a bold statement. They're all whispering winds. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. So appreciated. I'm sorry, you guys. Email me after live. Missed you, hugs. I have a memorial after. I'm going to try and do our members live after this one. And then I have a memorial Whispering Winds. So it's going to have to be once I get back to Arizona. I'm so sorry because I'm driving all day tomorrow. It's not on Sebastian Street. The video? I don't even think so. Law enforcement has 72 hours. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to tell you. Winds, thank you so much for the super sticker. And if you'll email me first, I'll email you back, but it won't be until probably Monday afternoon after work. That's another thing I was going to tell you on. It just, the 100 hours. Oh, remember when SF went on to say that the neighbors directly across the street never had their footage picked up by law enforcement? And I thought that was really odd because I had gone through the various homes with my source who had told me, which ones had footage, and all of that in their neighborhood group. They checked in, things like that. And so I thought it was really odd to hear SF saying the person across the street said they had to go deliver it because it was never picked up before it got recorded over. So I asked my source again. And my source said that is absolutely bold-faced not true. That law enforcement was in that person's home that day, sitting with them in their home, talking, searching, and going over footage. And yes, they took it. So that is another incorrect statement being made by SF. Allegedly, from what I am being told from inside the neighborhood, right? I don't think CP and KP have a pot to piss in at this. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Banks own all their stuff, most likely. Sox probably paying for stuff. Yeah, I wonder if we don't know. You're right, Castle. I appreciate that. You're right. Castle's done a good correction, and I like to keep with facts, so you are right. We don't know if SF was fired. That was on X. That was not verified. So thank you, Castle, for saying that. The news article states that he is the family's PI. So you're right. That's what we'll report, and that's what we're going with. Thank you so much. I appreciate you catching that because I did not. Thank you so much, Castle. Lady Roses, that, it could happen. People who are tampering and interfering and obstructing and things like that, it absolutely could happen. Absolutely. But what we know is Craddock came out. He said that is debunked. That has nothing to do with the investigation after thorough investigating of it, that they've had it since the first 72 hours. So he had to go on the news because the news was asking them for a quote based on SF telling them he's made this big break in the case of Sebastian's disappearance. So what a mess. What a mess in Sumner County. And I mean, things like that is things we don't want law enforcement to have to do. Good to see them on top of it, but things they shouldn't have to do. Thank you, Castle. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, Sissy Autistic Awareness Grandmother. Hi, Juicy Jules. Hello, hello, Peter Pan 13. Truth for Us. So I really hope when she comes into the interview that, as we've talked about, that she's allowed to speak, since KP is the individual who was with him. She is the only one without an alibi. Well, no, I take that back. Her only alibi is that she was home. That is her alibi. Okay. I don't see, well, there, it's finally. Okay. That is his alibi, her alibi. Now, her alibi doesn't hold up very much because she was alone with the one person who's missing. Hi, Hope Floats. Hi, Terry DeVoe, home with the person who's missing. And hi, Rusty Pipes. Scotty Too Hottie, and CP allegedly was in Memphis. Now, when we look at some of the lights on in the home, it makes us think in the back of the bedroom that maybe KP was not home alone, but we're just alleging that based on some of the images we have seen from their PI that her bedroom light was on. So, yeah, I hope if they're really serious about jumping in and helping search for Sebastian, I hope that they, in my opinion, get a spokesperson who speaks truths and facts, doesn't just start throwing stuff out there to distract, because we do need truths and facts. I need to know, another thing I would really, really, really like to know is what family members were called that morning. Because if you remember back in the beginning of the disappearance, there was a rumor that Sebastian had talked to his maternal grandmother on Katie's side the day before he went missing. And that was the rumor in the beginning. Well, now, after hearing Seth on the Lore Lodge, basically what he's saying is that Sebastian had contact with KP's mother, who is a level 3 RSO, registered S offender, and Grandma S, I'm not going to say her name, she's always the one who knows where KP is, according to one of KP's family members that told me that. Grandma S always knows where KP is, but doesn't tell the rest of the family. Well, KP FaceTimes with Grandma S, and Grandma S allows KP's mother, the lifelong registered level 3 SO, RSO, to be in contact with Sebastian, which would be against her parole. It would be a violation. However, they're doing it via Grandma S's phone, so it doesn't link KP's mother. Right? Really freaky. Let me show you something. Hold on one second. I want to show you something. Okay. I want to show you what I can pull up. I'm sorry I didn't pull this up beforehand. I should have. Okay. So what I'm trying to pull up for you is her information just so because I didn't have it on this computer, but she is a level 3, which means I'm going to pull it up for you if I can. Hold on. This computer's not making me happy. Sorry, you all. Okay, hold on. Let me just say what a level 3 is. Okay. So when you talk tiers, and the worst tier of them all is tier 3. And that is, let me do this for you. Hold on. I'm going to share it with you. That is what her mother is. We're going to read it a little bit. In Virginia, a tier 3 sex offense is a very serious sex offense that results in the convicted defendant having to register with this Virginia Sex Offender Registry. This registry is made available through the internet to better assist the public in preventing and protecting against future criminal sexual acts. Tier 3 offenders cannot enter or be present during school hours or school-related activities. The state of Virginia classifies sex offenders into 3 categories, with tier 3 being the highest risk level. Okay, let's try and get to, I want to get to the, hold on one second. Let me see if we can click on this and it'll take us. No, it's not going to. Let me get to the Virginia Sex Offender Registry. I want to share this with you because I think this is serious that they were in contact. Very concerning that, and it's something Seth said too. When is his child going to start being protected, right? When is his child going to start being protected? Virginia State, I'm trying to get the name of it. Okay. There. But that, when is it going to be where he gets his child? Because he brought up such a great point, everyone, when he said, my child was younger in their care and was SA'd by an older child. He says there's been abuse going on in the home that the mom hasn't, has been aware of because she's mentioned in the records allegedly. And then he says in this, talking to a registered tier 3 sex offender, finding a way to have contact, which is exactly why, they went to Virginia a couple of months ago. And that's why they were out there. They were checking grandma and great grandma out. Okay. Very, very serious to allow that. And Seth is right. Why does Sebastian have to keep being put at risk by the person who's supposed to be watching over him? And I get that. That was that statement had such an impact on me, Yeah, I'd call the FBI too. Yeah, but did he Okay, now we have the same source, Chris and I do, Jules to Callie. We have one of the same sources. But when I talked to one of our common sources, they told me, mm-mm. So I will verify again. We'll get to the bottom of it, right? It is causing chaos. But I think the fact that, Holly S., the fact that we have heard virtually nothing from Craddock regarding the case, other than he came out and he said green hoodie is not important to the case. And now he just came out and said SF's video has no investigative relevance. Okay. So I think we're going to be hearing more and more now because I just have a feeling we're going to start hearing. I'm praying, let me put it that way, some more, and hopefully leading us to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. But mom is actually going to speak up. I do not want her to get on there and start telling us how she's the victim of social media and her neighbors and all of that. Absolutely not. She has thought about herself, in my opinion, for a year. She needs to get on there and say, this is what needs to be done to help my son. Here's what I'm going to do. Here is what I know that I have not shared yet. Here is why all my timelines are inaccurate. This for sure happened. That's what we need from her. We don't need, and I went to bed at 12 and I heard him at midnight when I was in the kitchen, or I went to bed at 10 and at around 10-ish, he made a noise. We don't need that. We need to know exact specifics. I can tell you the exact conversation I had with my son the last time I saw him a week ago. I can tell you what he was wearing. I can tell you how we said goodbye, a hug and a high five. Okay. Those are things parents remember. We need those details. They are so important. Who locked that door? I think we need to know. I wish they'd be honest, but I don't think this is going to. Did Sebastian sleep in the garage that night? Because friends, the way it said he came in and things like that makes me wonder that he wasn't in the house. I just worry that he might have been in the garage that evening and allegedly exited in a vehicle, or carried to the vehicle, right? But he didn't walk out, in my opinion, because there's not a single scent. It's been clarified, and Jen Coffindaffer researched it to find the root of the misinformation, and it was CP. He is the one who has been getting everyone so confused about the dog scent. There is a vigil March 1st for Sebastian. It is going, but they came out of their silence. And I think it's serious. And you remember, they also heard that this registered sex offender has been in contact with a minor. They have heard that. Now Virginia needs to be notified. But how can they prove it when they're using Grandma S's information or phone, right? A lot of things that we need to know that we don't know. Why did you have the house dark that night when that is not your norm? People driving by see porch lights when you were still living there. Why did you have Operation Blackout? Another thing, Katie, how many times in the month of February did you and Sebastian have a Sunday fun day? All those events. Sunday fun day, all those events. How many other times in February? I'll give you January and February. How many other times did you all have Sunday fun day? Bowling, arcade, going to get his favorite snacks, going to his favorite restaurant. How many times in January and February did you and Sebastian, before he went missing, have that same kind of Sunday fun day? Because I would assume it's your normal routine. It wouldn't just be doing it because possibly he was leaving. It would be a normal routine, allegedly, correct? So how many times? How many times did you do that? And then I would like to know from both of them, since February 26th, 5th, how many 3-hour phone calls have CP and KP had since February 26th? And I would like to know, prior to February 26th, how many 3-hour phone calls were tracked. There is relevance to the 3-hour phone call. We just don't know how yet. I believe there's also relevance that they waited to call. She claims, oh, that's another question. But there's relevance that they did not call dispatch till 6:33 when the trash truck was already out of the neighborhood. I'm not saying Sebastian was in the trash because I don't think that's the case, as some do. I believe that something may have been put in the trash. But I think that the reason they waited to say 6 a.m. they called, or 6:03, which is inaccurate, it's 6:33, was because they wanted that trash truck out of that neighborhood, not in the neighborhood when the police arrived. That's just my theory. My theory, form your own, because they wanted that trash truck out. Now, here's another question that's odd to me. If they wanted the trash truck out and we end up going to the landfill with a probable cause affidavit and we put in the money and the resources to take everyone out there to write a probable cause, to get it approved by the judge, everything you need to do to get that search warrant for the landfill. Why were we not in hazmat suits digging for anything? Why were we not wearing the proper equipment? Why were we there a day and a half? We know how long it took Quentin Simon to be found. And actually, there was some other case I heard of the other day. Someone was telling me, even though they knew where the woman had been taken to in the landfill, it took them over a month, almost 2, to find the person. So a day and a half isn't going to find anything, in my opinion, you're looking for. Because when I called that landfill, they said the minute things arrive, they're crushed, they're moved. They're crushed, they're moved. They're crushed, they're moved. And that starts the minute things get dumped into the cell. And so they showed up 10, 11 days later. So imagine all of that being dumped on top of it. Crushed, moved. A day and a half is not going to suffice finding evidence that you thought had enough warrant that you were there, that you might find something related to the crime and disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. A day and a half, no hazmat suits. I don't understand what was going on with that. But anyone else who's been found in a landfill, we see hazmat suits. They're there for so long. Those things bother me, right? Things that we need answers to. Why didn't they have cameras? I would really like to know that, because they have them now. Why didn't they have cameras? I'd like Katie to answer that, KP. Why didn't they have cameras? When you work for the company, you make sure all families are secure, but your own. I want an explanation as to why we didn't have cameras. We know they didn't. She said it, but why not? Why wasn't that level of security in place for an autistic child? Now, my grandchild, they have locks on the tops of the doors. She's autistic, but she's not an eloper, but that doesn't matter. The top locks are still on the top of the doors. Also, things that you have to do to make sure that they are safe, because when they get emotional or worked up or overstimulated or sensory kicking in, they can be impulsive. So we have to think for them. Well, we know when they're upset, they might run for the door. So I'm going to put a lock up here, right? Those are the things that, for safety and education, we really need to get into a lot more, right? Let's see what we got here. Oh, Jules to Callie, thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you for your super sticker. Thank you, all of you. I'm going to come back on later as well. So hopefully we're not looking at an interview where CP is talking nonstop hearsay because he wasn't there allegedly. And the person who was actually there, that's her alibi, doesn't say anything. Because when we were watching those interviews, we got through the first 5. There was one interview where I had 5 pages of notes of what CP said and like 2 lines of what KP said. So I hope that's not indicative. I really wish that she had excused him from this interview and just brought KP in like on the Reels interview. But that is coming up on the 26th. It's coming up on the 26th, which is in 4 days. 1 year mark of being reported missing, and in 3 days, the 1 year mark since he was reported last seen. The last person to see him is his mother in all investigations. When a person is the last person to see an individual, they are the first that need to be cleared. This person has not been cleared. CP has not been cleared. The step socks have not been cleared. Seth has not been cleared, but what I can tell you is Seth has a solid verified alibi from the government, okay, verified. CP, we have his word that he was in Memphis, but we don't have verified. He's never gotten a time card or any verification like Seth did. KP, unfortunately, she's kind of the one who's SOL. Out of luck, because if by chance this was premeditated, she's kind of the fall guy here because everyone else has an alibi alleged, except for who? Her. Home alone, last to see a child now missing. So we are going to, there's something that was discussed on Lore Lodge that we are going to discuss this afternoon in our members first. Those of you who are not members, you will get it. It's going to come out for all of you. Okay. I am not doing a giveaway today because I'm not prepared for it, being out of town and having the memorial in a few hours. But next Saturday, we are going to do giveaways. I think I'm doing a subscriber giveaway because I adore all of you. And I'm doing a members giveaway because I appreciate each and every one of you. Those of you who come in and watch every video, I appreciate you just as much as those of you who join. Every one of you is important in the role you take in this channel. But something was said in the Lore Lodge that really disturbed me, and it stopped me in my tracks, and it made me put a few things together. So I think that's what we're going to discuss this afternoon in the members live, which is going to be a members first. And next weekend, I'm going to be in the subscribers live. Next weekend, I'm giving away memberships. I have to learn how to do it, but I'm going to give away memberships. And then in the members live, I'm going to be giving away Sebastian merch. So we are going to have a great week together. The only day you probably won't hear from me this whole next week is tomorrow because I will be on the road driving home. So, but I will be in contact. I'm back at it, friends. Appreciate your support, your prayers. We got to get them out there going for Robin right now. She's having a rough day. And Jen in Georgia, our sweet, dear Jen, her beautiful Kelsey, her beautiful, beautiful Kelsey, taken too soon and too suddenly. So how long did she do time? Let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick for you, okay? It's easier for me to do it on my phone. 1 second. I can pull it up for you once I get it for you. Hold on. I wish they'd just pull them up. Oh, here we go. Registered sex offenders. Here we go. Chesapeake, Virginia is the area. And as you know, I normally don't speak of this. I don't. I normally do not speak of this situation because it's very personal. But because it is being brought up in that Sebastian has contact with her, I believe we need to discuss it. Oh, I will. I'm just looking her up right now for y'all. I forget her first name. What was her first name, everyone? Here, I'll just go to. They don't even have them in order. Hold on. I forget her first name. Yeah, imagine living in a home where you have to call your stepfather. CB, they did put out a retraction. Actually, Craddock did. Craddock said that they have had that for 72 hours and it is absolutely not relevant in any way. How's your leg doing, by the way? Okay, let me find Rosenbaum. Sorry, y'all. I forget her first name. I know her middle name's Suzette. So hold on one second. It's been said, cameras, please like and subscribe. I sent KK a Facebook messages begging her to do the right thing, give him respect, dignity, and let him be laid to rest in peace or brought home unharmed. He's been out there enough. He's been through enough. Thank you for doing that, Whispering Winds. Hi, Maria Gutierrez. Hi, Christina Phillips. Yes, Jesus knows. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm looking her up, everyone. I'm also trying. You know, CB, I agree. They always ask them for a comment on Seth's interviews and stuff. So I hope they do ask Seth for a comment after theirs. I agree. Okay, let me look up Rosenbaum. CB, what's Rosenbaum's first name? I know you know it, girl. And I'll pull her up. I'm sorry, I'm so behind on comments right now. Good to see you all. It is a criminal case. We have a child who's been taken, abducted. Thus, they were able to sound the Amber Alert, right? You can't sound an Amber Alert if you don't think a child's been abducted or taken or is in danger. Francis, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You all are the best. And we will read a little about her if you want. I never had brought this up really because it's personal, it's sad, it's Katie's life. But now that I know that she is Frances Suzette Rosenbaum. Okay, there we go. Now that I know was in contact, I would like to know, is she the individual who was on the phone with him that morning, bragging about spaghetti pancakes, right? Was that him? I don't know. If anyone has it, can you send it to me? I'm having the worst time right now. Okay, here we go. Oh no, that's Frances Rosenbaum. Frances Suzette. Here we go. It does, I have her information. Okay, so that's her information. Sorry, you all. I'm trying. Usually you can just go. Frances Rosenbaum. Okay. She's in Chesapeake. So, okay. I don't know why it's so hard right now. I'm just going to type her in. Okay. It's being weird. Every time I go to type her in, it takes me to a Temu ad. That's why I'm saying, okay, I agree. Fine. Okay. I'm trying to get it, but it's okay. Here we go. That's her search, but it doesn't. Oh, here. So have her information. RSO. I mean, we've all seen her. I just don't know how to get her to you. Francis, how long? Well, and you know that her boyfriend, let me show you. Okay, I'm just going to show you. We're hearing about these. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, if any of you have her information, oh, there it is. I am going to play you a TikTok video about the mother. Because I cannot find where to put it in. It's giving me all the, well, here it is. But every time I click to put it in, it takes me to Temu. Get out of there. Okay. Francis, let me try one more time. I would like to read to you the family history because it is important. Because you know what I'm worried about, you all? She's a registered sex offender. And oftentimes, and I'm not accusing anyone and I'm not saying anything, I'm just talking about what happens. Okay. A lot of times, what happens is it's a cycle. You grow up in a certain environment, and sometimes, sadly, that is something that you're involved in, is around you, and it continues in your life when you are out. Got it, Castle. Got it. I'm just trying to get it. It shouldn't be this hard to pull up the RSO. I normally have it, and that's why it's weird. I wonder if it's because I'm logged into a different internet server. Right? So if anyone, hold on one second. But so she, I forgot what I was saying. Because she's had contact with Sebastian, I find it very relevant. I find it concerning. And I agree with Seth. When is it time to start? When is it time to start? When is it time to start protecting Sebastian? And now look where we're at, right? And you know, I heard someone say something, and I don't remember where I heard it, but they said, a child not wanted is a child in danger. A child not wanted is a child in danger. Think about that. Sebastian, in my opinion, hi, Janet. In my opinion, Sebastian may not have been wanted. And we are going to be covering motive. I think we have a lot, but what I wanted to say to you is that environment that KP grew up in concerns me. Excuse me. She, her mother's a registered SO. The stepdad boyfriend has serious charges also. But when you're raised in that environment, you take some of that with you. And like Jen Coffendaffer said, she worries a little bit about, you know, what that could imply. And I do as well. You know, everyone thinks that because CP is beating on Sebastian, which is absolutely wrong, that he could be the only one hurting Sebastian. But you know what? Wearing diapers, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get bold and I'm going to talk about it. Kids who wear diapers and pull-ups and who have accidents are usually kids who have been SA'd. Often is an indicator. Okay? And I know everyone is so convinced that if that's the case in that house, that it would be one person over another, but I'm not. You know, we don't know. We don't know. But I'm worried that that's happening in the home. And if you saw Seth's face the other night on Lore Lodge, my heart broke. I have never seen Seth. His eyes were swollen. He looked so angry. And when they were talking about his behavior at the Proudfoots and all of that, and Seth said because of the abuse he had to endure. Seth knows a lot. He has read over 300 pages of family counseling documents that CPS mandated for them to go to. New piece of information, right? What is in those documents? But Seth is angry. But I don't think in those documents would even be the extent of it, because from what I've learned in the last 11 months, we're dealing with people who don't often tell the full story, allegedly, in my opinion, right? And NJ's gifted another membership. Please thank NJ's if you got her sweet, thoughtful gift so you could join in later this afternoon. Those of you who aren't members, I will drop it to you later on. Okay, I'll give our members a little bit time first, but I would like you all to have it too, because we are going to be discussing something important that I want to discuss with all of you. So we are going to wrap it up. KP, CP coming in for an interview. It is going to air on the 26th. I will come on right after it so we can talk about it. We are going to discuss. We hope CP's not talking over her, not answering. According to him, he is secondhand information. We don't need him. We need KP to speak. Did he have slippers? When was the last time he ran out of the house barefoot? Right? What about the emotional abuse? Here we've got Seth trying to give him animal therapy and building bonds because he did so well when he was learning through animal therapy. And by the way, I'm a firm advocate of animal therapy with autistic kids. I was involved in a teacher in a program where we incorporated animal therapy into the school. Amazing results. So we have one dad who recognizes that my child's autistic. Animal therapy and bonding is a huge therapeutic skill to help them learn to bond. Okay. And we have a dad who's putting him in FFA, another animal situation where he can learn and take care of something and bond. Seth understands that need. But then on the other hand, we have a household who gets rid of his best cat because the boyfriend's moving in, or I don't know what he was at the time, who pulls the snakes away because a child with challenges in some areas wasn't getting it cleaned up immediately, appropriately. And instead of making it a family fun night, maybe the outing, instead of going to the bowling alley, we clean the snake's cage, feed the snakes so everyone's happy and the snakes stay. But that is a form, in my opinion, of emotional abuse, because when children have trouble bonding and when children have trouble making friends and their friends are animals and you tear them away, think about the trauma. And I have to say, that if there had been a scent outside that house proving he had walked out, I would have said, because of everything we know now, I would be afraid he made a choice to leave us. But I don't go that way, because he's never walked out of that home on his own. There's no scent. The only scents we've been told about You know, the whole flashlight path was CP. And that's the person who's giving the sent misinformation. Coffin Daffer tracked it. So friends, so good to see you. Miss you all. So good to have you here. I'm going to pop back on in an hour or two, and we are going to do a members first about something I want to discuss from the Laura Lodge. Don't miss it, because something that was said really put something in my head, which dominoed to something else. So hit the notification bell, subscribe if you haven't. We are going to do a subscribers membership giveaway next weekend. I'm going to give some memberships away. I just have to learn how to do that. And then we're going to give Sebastian Rogers merch giveaway at our members live next weekend. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when I go live in a couple of hours, my friends. KP, we're going to watch an interview in 4 days. The mother who has been silent for months, who has not said his name to the public in months, who is not screaming from the rooftops in months, is giving a rare appearance. And it's very rare to see parents, mothers, fathers who don't speak on behalf of their children. Very rare. That's why it rubs us the wrong way. But we're going to see her in 4 days. Hopefully he will just sit there and be quiet, allegedly, because we have heard from him he is nothing more than hearsay. Or are you not, CP? Do you have firsthand knowledge? Talk soon, friends.